Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarcraftInc. Today, I have a, kind of a redo for you guys, but not really. This is GosuVibe versus MnMVader, and the reason I'm casting another MnMVader game is because I thought it wasn't really fair to cast a game of MnMVader showing him Cannon Rush, because it's not really his style, and I didn't want you guys to get the impression that he got to Grandmaster League by cheesing or anything like that. And though it was a really interesting and awesome game, I think there's a lot for you guys to see. Hold on. We got really loud sound here because I was playing earlier. Yeah, there's a lot for you guys to see in his real play style, so I thought I'd bring that to you guys. And also, I watched my cast from the other day, and I'm sniffling a lot, and it even annoyed me, so I hope it didn't annoy you guys. Every couple of sentences I said, it sounded like I did a line of Coke or something. It's just like, yeah, so I'm going to try not to do that, but it is winter here, and Canadian winters kind of stuff you up a little bit. I don't know what to say. But anyway, GosuVibe, pretty good Zerg player. This is Shakuras Plateau. That's a great map for both races. I really like this map. Gives both players a really good option for air harass, a really long distance for safe expansions, and a nice narrow choke for both Protoss to forge fast expand, and for Zerg to use spine crawlers and really optimize their concave when they're defending the ramp. And so that being said, we are going to see that forge fast expand from MnMVader, and I really appreciate the way he forge fast expands. Let me remind you, I haven't seen this game, I never watched the games, but I do understand MnMVader's playstyle, so if I sound like I'm predicting the future, it's just because I'm familiar with what he usually does. On the other hand, GosuVibe, I've never watched a game from before. He will go spawning pool before hatchery, and that hatchery does get down before MnMVader can block it in any way. MnMVader might take his Nexus before his gateway, and it's a pretty... the pool's already done, so that's a pretty risky Nexus. He's not even remotely finished a wall off yet, but here he goes. He will start this wall off. And like I said, the wall off from MnMVader is always so strange. So strange. But it acts as like a funnel the way he sets it up, and we'll come back and look at the rest of that later. Over here at GosuVibe, well, we've got that pool done. Like I said, we've got no gas, so you don't have to, as a Protoss player, you don't have to assume that there's roaches coming. And that's the kind of thing that you want to remember your opponent is reading. Okay, like if you're a Zerg player and you're trying to wonder what kind of information you need to hide from your opponent, or what kind of information they're looking for, it's your gases as a Zerg. Well, obviously it's your pool timing and your expansion timing, but it's your gases as well. And we do have a huge drone transfer here to the second, as he also takes a third, but that is of course scouted by MnMVader, as well as the probe being scouted. It's going to get spotted by the Zergling, and it will go down. And MnMVader also watching the tower here, starting to do this little wall off. Man, it's so susceptible to Ling run-bys at the start, but because of his scouting, he knows what he can get away with and what he can't. And so he will just kind of plug away at this. I think he's going to get a single zealot to plug the space just like a regular wall, and only use a single cannon for now. He knows that his opponent's on 3 hatcheries and can't put any real pressure on him very soon. Doesn't even have speed for his Lings due to that aggressive expanding. I'm gonna yawn now. It's really early in the morning before work. I decided I'd crank out a cast before I go. I hope you guys enjoy this game, because I MnMVader, man, he does some weird shit and some really cool playstyles. I think you guys will enjoy it. So he drops a Stargate right in front of the Overlord, right under the freaking Overlord, and I can only imagine that is to make his opponent react, to really make his opponent overreact. 2 zealots, that's it, 2 zealots wandering towards the this expansion here with nothing to defend it. A queen almost done, I think he's hoping that that weapons 1 will kick in on the forge before his zealots get there, and no more military units on the way for GosuVibe. He's getting that evolution chamber and a roach warren, but other than that, he's just playing it pretty macro heavy. Those zealots do arrive at the 3rd. GosuVibe has nothing here to defend it, and he will just fight it with his queen and his drones. And that queen almost goes down. And now I really wish we were playing the Betty Hill song, because we've got this Ring Around the Rosie thing going on here. And wow, those drones really would like to be mining, but they're not. So even if he doesn't kill this queen, that's huge. And he picks the wedge here, and he fights the drones in the choke. And those drones have got to get out of the way so the Lynx can get in there, and that zealot finally does go down. So we do have another zealot blocking the space. We've got Phoenix coming out of this double Stargate. There's 2 here. It's a little bit supply blocked from MnMVader, and a bunch of gateways go down. It was actually a single Void Ray as well. I was thinking that it was all Phoenix, but there is a single Void Ray. Phoenix come around to see what's going on. They do spot that single Spire, or not Spire, Spore Crawler, and there's 2 of them actually. As for what's going on in the rest of GosuVibe's base, he is getting a macro hatch. He's just littered the bases with Spore Crawlers. He's got queens at each base. He's got double queen at the 2nd and at the 3rd. So he's pretty prepared for that. For this air assault that's coming his way. There's a low ground pylon here for MnMVader, and we'll see how that's utilized in a few minutes. But he will be picking apart not only the macro hatch, but the overlords that are just scattered around the base. Queen's trying to do damage to these Phoenix, harassing the overlords, but the Phoenix are so mobile. And there's a lot of firepower from both the Void Rays and the Phoenix. The Void Rays and the Phoenix will back up to this high ground pylon, and a warp-in of +1 zealots will be put on the high ground. They will be utilized to take out the Spore Crawlers and these queens, much more effective than the air units. This is so effective. So now the air units are kind of free to do whatever they want, and the zealots split off to do more damage to more spine crawlers, more Spore Crawlers. And that's how this game's going to play out. I'm not really sure what GosuVibe can do. He really needs to spit out like an army of roaches or something. More spine crawlers going down. It's causing GosuVibe to spend a lot of minerals and a lot of drones on static defense that he doesn't want to spend it on, and not managing to cancel these static defenses either when they do go down. Another warp-in of zealots comes in. I think the space was full and he couldn't actually fit another one in. But Void Ray doing a lot of damage. It's an interesting choice to send just one Void Ray. I mean, it's working out quite well for him, but it's interesting that he thought about it. And we are seeing more zealots being warped in. There's just a huge wave of zealots. And that Void Ray, you go down by itself. And yeah, sorry for my autistic moment there. Hope I have no easily offended viewers, because they will hate me for that. But it's okay. Zealots kind of coming in here, doing as much damage as they can on the ground, and GosuVibe really having a lot of trouble dealing with this combination Phoenix Zealot harass. He's taking his 3rd and starting to defend it with cannons and pylons. A different wave of zealots going towards this 3rd, and there's nothing here to defend it. And these multi-prong attacks between +1 zealots and Phoenix, I mean, anything in the air the Phoenix can take, and anything on the ground the zealots can take. It's a pretty scary combination. And I just feel like GosuVibe's running out of options here. He's running out of drones. These Phoenix do pull back, and there's a lot of roaches there for him to deal with. The zealots over here are pretty much unchallenged. I'm just going to pick apart everything. Lots of roaches pop, though, for GosuVibe. And, oh my god, a huge pack of overlords caught in midair by MnMVader as they pop. And it's so painful. He's at 71 out of 32, GosuVibe is. These Phoenix are all pretty much at full energy as they have not had to pick up much. And another wave of overlords pop. And GosuVibe is just so frustrated. Guys, I think this game is over, and it is. GosuVibe does not GG, and this game goes to MnMVader. I hope you enjoyed this playstyle, guys. If you guys are Protoss, you should look into trying it, but it's a pretty tricky playstyle to actually, it's easier, it's not as easy as it looks, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But if you guys are a Zerg player, you guys got to think about how to stop something like this. Part of it is you got to stop it before it starts, and part of it is picking off these pylons here. So you guys tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm SSN Incarnum, and you're watching StarcraftInc.